Okay, we're back. Sorry, the cat stepped on the power button. Apparently, I'm going to have to change the orientation of the case. So she can't do that, which is going to be difficult because I need the... unless I can just change the front plate. Which might be possible to do. Basically, the power button's on top right now. It's exactly where her little paw can press it. Just walking around on top of the computer, because I can't stop her from doing that. I don't have control over my cat. Let's try this again. Also, I don't have Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. I'm doing this on the motherboard anyway. I'm doing all this through a USB dongle. I can't use controller either. I have to use mouse and keyboard for the time being. We're getting settled in, is what we're doing. We're getting settled into a new computer. Cat, what the fuck do you want? You have food, you have water. You have a place to poop. If you're not going to come sit on my lap, then just go sleep under the bed or whatever. I had to put spike traps under the bed because she and Gremlin figured out she could poop under the bed and she wouldn't get caught right away. They really have a strong desire to shit in secret. That's like a cat's #1 desire. I still don't have this. I need a flutter plort. It's back to my last save file. Oh, it undid all my settings too. Almost. I need robots. Automatrons. I have nothing to spend money on now. I hope that changes. I either need to make a power button cover for her paw, or I need to rotate the front panel of the case. I can't rotate the whole case because I need the graphics card to be horizontal. do you go to the gym? Are you there? Can you see the stream? I don't see anybody in chat. I see 1 viewers. Is it not going out, or are you just being quiet? Stream strong. Cool. Good. We solved the problem. We haven't solved the cat. I don't want to solve the cat. She's a problem I inflicted on myself intentionally. Cat remains unsolved. But the stream problem is solved. I wish I'd done this sooner, because I wouldn't have had to lose so many viewers. I hate to say it might have just been because I wasn't logged in during prior streams. I don't necessarily believe that. It feels in my gut like it's CPU related, but I don't really know. What I need now are upgrades. I need robots. Otherwise I can't manage a branch this size. I don't think that either, but it might be. I mean, sometimes it's stuff you don't think it is. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to getting that mini PCIe card. Little cat. Get up on the computer again. This time don't step on the power button. I swear to God. Do not step. I have the CD drive propped up against a RF dongle sticking out of the top-facing USB drive, so it creates space between the external DVD drive and burner and the case. So she shouldn't be able to step on the power button currently, I want to say. But there's no guarantee. She can shift it around just by moving around up there. Nothing is cat-proof. That's what I did before, but I made it out of Coroplast. Great minds think alike. Listen, you. Go to hell. See you in hell, little lad. See you in hell. See you in hell. That's all that's up here? I could just rotate it. But the thing is to rotate the face independently of the rest of the computer case. It's a little bit more involved. There are like special screws. And I'd also have to maybe rejigger some of the cables going to the motherboard. It's doable if I have to go that route. It seems like a lot of effort just to stop the cat from stepping on buttons. She's not used to it. You know, it took her fucking 6 months to start using the shelf cushion I got her. She was really suspicious of it. And she would not sit on top of the cushion. She's like, this is too good to be true. This is a fucking trap. Are you fed? And she would not sleep on, or she wouldn't even step on it. But then I caught her the other day sleeping on the cushion. I'm like, why? What? What changed? Why do you suddenly not suspect the cushion of wrongdoing? She's like that. She's very wary. She's a wary cat. Anything new is automatically suspect. Any change to the status quo. Yow! What do you want, cat? Come here. Why don't you sing your song into the microphone so the people at home can hear? Yow! Yow! What do you want? You want out? You want out the door? I can't even see her in the darkness. Come here. Come on. Go on. If that's how you want to go. You want to go out or don't you? You just want to scream at me. Is that it? I'll scream back at you. How about that? Vacuuming up chickens. It's a normal thing to be doing. As one does, you know, with your chicken vacuum. See what we can see over here. I got really unexpectedly far quickly in this game. I already have like late game. Well, I don't actually. They have another layer of upgrades, don't they? I shouldn't speak too soon. It feels weird playing on mouse. New computer works beautifully. Beautifully. And not a moment too soon, the boot drive was at 33% health. Good enough. Any loot? Any booty? There's still fucking chickens everywhere from the time I had a chicken farm. I had like 1,000 chickens here. It was really quite, frankly, excessive. Wait, how are those butterflies out of their pen? How did you do that? You stay where I put you. Stay in there. Can I feed them at something else and have them make plorts I'm after anyway? Will that work? Or will I regret this? You are no longer needed, sorry. Your services are required elsewhere in the ocean. You are all hybrids now. So I should be able to get nectar plorts from these guys now at this point. By feeding them fruit. Is that a viable strat? Just bypass the special dietary needs of a slime species by hybridizing them with one that has more mundane requirements? Let's just make them honey. Let's make them bees, basically. Kind of. Let me put these in here in case I need them. Are there any little ones in there still? I don't see them. There are. Okay, we'll still have some left over just in case. Let's test my hypothesis. They should make 2 plorts. They do make 2 plorts, and they are of the type I need. Aha! Flutter plorts, and I didn't have to get nectar for it. I've fucking broken the system. I've cracked the code. What do you want? What do you want? I'm streaming. She doesn't like me paying attention to anything but her. And when I do things that are confusing to her, she gets really anxious. She's seen me do this before. She shouldn't be any more anxious than usual. Let's see. I should have enough for the upgrade now that I've cracked the code of how to get around dietary needs of troublesome slimes. Not enough resources. Oh, I need yet more flutter plorts. Wow. Kind of unbelievable. It's just, you can't put any. That'd be funny if you could. Come on. Wow. Yow. What do you want? Listen, cat. We need to come to a mutual understanding. I know that the cat flap isn't working yet. I'm working on that. You need to shit this litter box. It does not like to use the litter box. I wonder why. I guess isn't it secret enough? She wants to poop somewhere secret. Hybrids are the way to go. I'm sorry I didn't see the light sooner. Some of these eat stuff that's so rare. I think that's the point of nectar, is just to make it hard to get, so that you have to crossbreed. They should do that with more slimes. Maybe they will. Maybe I'm speaking too soon. Hang on. Listen, you dumb cat. I want to help you, but you need to understand that this is not how you get outside anymore. She's really confused. Because there's a calf lap there now, but it doesn't work. Cat, look at this. Watch this. Watch what I do. I'm going to show you how to get out. I'll show you how to get out. You silly little cat. That's where the flap is right now. She's going to have to relearn this again, too, when I get the real flap put in. I'm going to back up one, put in the laundry room window. She's not adapted to the change yet. She's just got a little walnut brain. I'm asking too much of her. Okay, I got the whatever that is. Did that unlock anything else cool? No, everything's fully upgraded now. As far as it'll let me currently. I have to find more, blueprints to upgrade further. Actually, no, it'll let me upgrade this. 100 plort buzzwax. I have almost everything I need. I need 100 plort and buzzwax. I know how to get buzzwax. Is that everything? Everything but the buzzwax. I only need one more too. We'll do that tomorrow. I don't think people know I'm streaming. Seems to be in good working order. There's too many chickens! Where did they come from? Where did they go? Where did they come from, Cotton Eye Joe? How do you get up there? That's not where you go. How do they keep getting up there? They yearn for freedom, which they will never obtain. good enough for now. You are going in there to your doom. There we go. I'm kind of post scarcity now. I have no need of money. Is this what happens when you ranch effectively? Yeah, I've got all the 100 plorts. Got everything I need except for the buzzwax. I know where to get that too. But they're getting rid of construction points, so you'll be able to put a gadget anywhere now. Like in Subnautica. Probably for the best. I think it was an artificial system before having to put them in a particular place. This runs so much fucking better. I'm so happy. There's still some little things that need fixing, but for the most part, switching over all the guts to the new computer worked exactly as I hoped it would. I have way more CPU overhead than I ever thought possible. All thanks to Shortalk, I should add. A generous stream supporter. Am I going the right way? We need a mini-map. Pretty badly. Sony gets. I don't know what that means. Sony gets. This isn't where I thought I was going. Yeah, it might be fine anyway. No, this is not where I want to be. This is not where the beeswax is. Probably there's some in there anyway. Not where I need to be, however. PC sorted. Now I just need housing and a girlfriend. But let's be realistic. Let's try to solve the problems of mine that are actually solvable. I'm getting fit. Never seen it. I'm familiar. This is much better. This area, I've uncovered much more of it. I just have to keep my eye out for beehives. Looking good! I can't believe everything just kind of fucking worked. Or how quickly everything boots and how snappy it all... I mean, I do a lot with this PC. You know what they asked me? When I was choosing parts for this PC back in like 2013, not 13, like 15, I want to say. Like, are you going to do a lot of video editing on this computer or just gaming? At that time, I wasn't planning to do video editing, so I said just gaming. And like, oh, well, an i5 should be fine for you for a long time. How plans change. I should have just opted for the more expensive CPU. Well, now all that's taken care of. I should be able to upgrade this one quite a bit without ever having to... not ever. For a long time, I won't have to do any full rebuilds. No new motherboard for a while. This accepts a pretty substantially improved CPU as well. That's the wrong kind of beehive. There's two kinds of beehive. That's nice. It's a good feeling to have future-proofing done properly. Have a high upgrade ceiling. You want to feel secure and solid about your computer, which I do now. I do. What do you want? Oh, nectar. You're not gonna get it. It's too costly. Rare. You guys just gonna stay there forever, I guess. Fucking exploded. Fucking exploded. That's enough for the next upgrade. And I do plan to stream VR eventually. We're just doing this right now, but that was the whole idea behind this. Besides fixing the stuttering problem, was to eventually be able to stream VR chat and go on hijinks adventures with buddies. And to stream it to everybody. Which is very demanding. That's asking a lot. For some reason, it seems to be the case that just having multiple people in the same VR chat world, even if you're not streaming it, just chews up your CPU. I don't know why it would. I guess it's calculating the physics on their avatars. And people go a little bit crazy with avatar physics in VR chat. It's one of the reasons why I don't gripe about the worlds being mostly Quest compatible. It reduces the system requirements for everybody. Plus, that's going to go away pretty soon when Deckard comes out and is able to run full-fat Steam VR content on a mobile device. And when Quest 3 comes out and raises the performance ceiling again, it won't be such a big consideration because Quest 3, as good as it is, as big as an improvement over it was over, I mean, Quest 2, is getting pretty long in the tooth. That was already a huge bump over Quest 1. Quest 1, people forget, was only 72 Hz frame rate. It was not that much better frame resolution than a Rift S, I mean. Wow, I can't think and play at the same time. What's the use of this? Can I feed this to slimes? Do they eat it? There's a lot more resource gathering in this one than there was the first one, which I guess is pretty good. The first one had that as a feature, but it was anemic and not really used widely. I don't really care for that. I'll make one of those at some point. That will make my life easier. Not having to fight off the tar slimes. I wish I could just feed that big fat butterfly his own lords, but that would be the human centipede. That's not good. I think you were right. It would have been hasty to upgrade the GPU just because this one's a little mangled. It's much less of a problem in a bigger case because the fans aren't bumping up against the roof of the case like they were in the other one. There's like a millimeter of a clearance. It was not a good situation. Now it's not an issue. The fans are attached, but only at one end. It's like on a hinge. This was a master stroke. I guess that's what you're supposed to do anyway, though. I'm just learning how to play the game properly. So I've got one big upgrade left in the far future. Probably when I get Deckard and I can't run VR anymore at a smooth frame rate because the resolution's too big. I'm gonna have to sell my kidney to get Deckard though. Might not. I mean, the index is still fine. Or I might at least put that off. Then again, they didn't fucking ever lower the price on index. So there's no reason to believe that they will on Deckard. So there's not really a reason to wait. It's not coming down until the next one's out. Whatever that is. I'll probably just take out some crypto and sell my index to get Deckard. That's the one to have. It's Steam VR, but it's a portable system, but it's also tetherable to your PC. It's got everything, and it wants for nothing. It lacks nothing. It's like a Quest for people who don't want to buy into the meta ecosystem. I've been tempted at times, though, to buy a Quest 2 or 3 just to browse Horizon Worlds and to witness the apocalypse of a virtual world. Because I didn't get the chance to be around for the end of Worlds.com. And that's a unique feeling. It's a special feeling. It might be worth the price of entry. Why not? If I had money to throw around, I totally would, though. Because the guy made a video about it already, and it looked like a hoot. There's just an atmosphere of total despair. People who had to use it for work showing up after hours to play basketball and shit. Every world has basketball for some reason. Done it. Cracked your code. Of course, the Black Scientist, because this is one of those games. You know how common they are in real life? You should look it up. It's not very, it's not something you would see in a Hollywood film, or a Netflix adaptation, or an Amazon adaptation, or anything on any screen anywhere. I remember her. Beatrix LeBeau. I never actually used her, whatever her gameplay add-on was. Cool. See you in hell. It never gets old. Neither do these chickens, because I always kill them. I need robots. badly. I'm glad I didn't buy a new GPU. That would have been a waste of money. People tried to talk sense into me. I think Short Talk was one of them. Snow Bunny was another. Saying 2800 Super is still very modern. Plenty modern enough for what you want to do. Don't take your Bitcoin out. And that turned out to be the right call. Conserve. Although Bitcoin probably is just going to keep going down until I have $0. Oh, that's some good news. I managed to get my last Bitcoin out of Bittrex before they shut down. So that's another. By the time I got it, it went from 305 to 287, but it'll go back up because it's Bitcoin, so it's variable. That's after fees too. That would have just been gone. That would have just been deleted and vanished into the ether had I not done something about it. What's here? Nothing. Cool. What are these worth? You say that, but I get jelly of all these streamers who have like 4090s. $1080 Ti was the big dong card I used to lust over when I had my 980. I still have my 980 in the Media Center PC. I gotta keep reminding myself I'm not wealthy. I'm also not a big streamer. I'm a small... As what's depressing is that according to the stats, I'm doing pretty well for streamers. Like, the streamer success chart is not a linear line. It's like a parabolic curve. With a few big winners concentrated at one end, and the middle class is like only slightly larger than the very top end. And then everybody else gets like 1 or 2 viewers. I don't know how to feel about that. Good? I don't feel good. This mirrors what's happening in the real economy. Not to get political. Wonder why I didn't just become a populist politician. It seems easy. Just talk about what everybody's anxious about, and promise that you'll make it better, and then don't do anything. Everybody's broke. Yeah. And housing is too expensive. Yeah. And I'm gonna make everybody rich, and I'm gonna make housing free. Or don't say free, because then they'll say socialist. Be like, it's not gonna be free, because I'm against socialism, but it's gonna be like $5. And then by the time they figure out you're lying, you're in office. And just pretend that you hate the same people they do, and they'll excuse any amount of lies and wrongdoing. If I were a practiced liar, my life could have been much better than it is now. But I wouldn't have self-esteem. What is life without honor, as the Klingon would say? It's funny how much damage Star Trek did to the popular... to the public psyche. The public associates the concept of honor with a TV show, and logic too. If you talk about, like, logically, they say, what are you, a Vulcan? And if you say, where's your honor? Then they say, what are you, a Klingon? You know what I mean? That doesn't follow. Like those things were invented by Gene Roddenberry. Where the fuck am I going? Every way is the wrong way. Ooh, many robots, and I need them stat. I've also been thinking about ways to help and comfort my buddy who lost his wife recently. And I'm kind of ashamed that I'm coming up with nothing. I tried sending him music, but he said he's not one of those people who listens to music for therapeutic reasons. So that doesn't work. And I'm like, well, that was my only option. That's what I do for myself. I don't really know how to... I guess maybe just the fact that I'm thinking of him. And I'm concerned about him, and that I'm showing that I care is worth something, I hope. I never have been good at do human stuff. I'm fucking trying. I'm doing my best. I hope he knows that. I don't know what to do. I mean, that's so awful. If it's something not that bad, then I can use my storytelling ability to sort of weave it into a narrative where they're the main character, and this is a setback and a growth opportunity. You can't fucking do that when someone's wife dies, though. That's something so awful that you can't fit it into a narrative. Which is also what religion struggles with, is how do you make it God's plan that a kid dies of leukemia? When someone's wife dies by falling and hitting their head. It's just senseless, awful nastiness that doesn't fit into any kind of like sensible context. There's nothing you can do with it. Still thinking. I'm not giving up. I guess now you can hybridize the vegetable gardens too. You can grow 2 veggies in one plot, which is pretty handy. Oh, by the way, I was looking through upcoming games on Steam. There's a Doom 3 clone. Someone finally felt nostalgic enough for Doom 3 to recreate its aesthetic. It's called Wretched, R-E-T-C-H-I-D. Wretched. It looks pretty kino. It's made me wonder why I voluntarily and recreationally subject myself to universally unpleasant stimuli as a form of enjoyment. Like all of the media I consume is negative. It's like scary, awful, disgusting stuff. It's either demons or titties every time. Sometimes demon titties, actually. It's a 2-for-1. What can I do from here? This guy's still here. I never brought enough fruit. I keep forgetting to bring fruit. Any music? would appear the stream intermittency problem is completely solved. Thank God. I would have had to basically stop streaming if I couldn't fix that. I couldn't have done it without short talk either. Assuming the CPU is what fixed it. Fuck you. Get out of my idyllic dreamscape. It feels like a fucking Kirby game, doesn't it? Kerbo. Come on. I've been this way before, haven't I? Time to be on the lookout for map data, so I can update the map. So I don't have this area on it. You might think I would, but you would also think that I would have actually beat Death Stranding by now, instead of just making roads for the entire game. Come on. Don't kill me. Aha! Fucking speak of the devil. I'm just gonna assume my computer can do anything from now on, because for a while it can. Oh look who it is. It's the big fat fatty. I'm gonna need to bring him, ooh, he unlocks the gateway though. So I need to bring fruit and chicken next time, basically. This is such a sentimental game. It actually makes me tear up. Here's another fatty. Just bring food next time, basically. Every type. I'll unlock all these extra areas. Gotcha. Well, that's straightforward. Got that map data, got 5 puddle slimes. I guess that's something. I keep forgetting what I actually need those, just food. Oh, short talk. I don't have a rear case fan. There's a space on the rear of the case, internally, for a big fan, a bigger one than I've ever seen before. Other than the one built into the front. It's an exhaust fan to push air out of the case. Probably the thermals would improve even further. If I can figure out what diameter fan goes there and buy one. And then figure out what pins on the motherboard I have to make it to. I've seen no evidence that I need to improve the thermals, but it would probably not be a bad idea. I could always just buy like 3 sizes from Amazon and return the ones that aren't right. Eventually they'll flag me in their system as abusing the return system, but I've returned a shitload of stuff. Sometimes I bought something 1 month for a project and I just didn't have as much money as I thought I did, so I returned it to get the money back to eat with, and that turned out to be fine. I've done a shitload of that, and it hasn't really had any consequences yet. It's one of the reasons I keep buying from them, even though they're Satan. New chickens. Oh, weather's coming to this game. That's going to be so cozy. Being inside of this greenhouse when it's raining. Can you imagine? Can you fucking imagine, bros? Do it. Wind and rain and snow and pollen, apparently. Which is really just wind. I want to do it right this time with this computer. I don't want this PC to be jank. This is my nice new PC. I want to do everything by the book instead of whatever the fuck I was doing before. Which was really just flying by the seat of my pants and hoping that nothing broke. You get the fuck back in there, you little scamp. Come back later. Actually, I should probably get 40 before I go. I ever tell you about the time I went to a nude, sort of outdoor bathhouse? It's not what you think. It's mixed gender, so there's men and women. It's a very Portland thing, and I did not know where to look. There were titties and wieners everywhere, as far as I could see. And clearly, I'm like, why would anyone come here? I understood immediately when I saw some very, very fit, good-looking people just kind of relaxing and stretching. I'm like, oh, alright, well, if you get super fucking fit, this is where you come show off your naked body and find somebody who wants to fuck you. It's probably faster than going to a bar. Because there were like Instagram looking chicks there. There was like one dude who looked like a Greek statue. That made me much less comfortable. Versus if it had just been a bunch of like fat dudes next to which I would have looked better. It was interesting though. It was very refreshing. Being in an outdoor hot water bath in cold weather was very refreshing. Would have been better in winter. I think the greater the differential between the air temperature and the water temperature, the more cozy it is. Like, I want my face to be freezing. I've seen something like that in Germany. No, wait, was it Germany? There's one in Germany. There's Tropical Island Resort, which is a giant blimp hangar that they repurposed into an indoor tropical island resort, which is why they call it that. What are you doing down here? And it has outdoor like hot tubs, but they're not hot tubs. They're like little man-made lagoons, but they have hot water. And you can go. what's interesting is you go there through a half-submerged revolving door, so that you can go from inside to outside without having to expose your body to cold air. You can stay in the hot water as you go from inside to outside or outside to inside. It's a really innovative system. That's what impressed me. And the Germans are fucking brilliant. The other one is Center Parcs. I don't know if you know about Center Parcs. It's a franchise of domed indoor artificial tropical lagoons that's all over Europe, but there's not any in the United States, oddly. They have the same thing going on. They have outdoor hot water pools. What's up, Hail Hydra? It seems to be fixed, thank goodness. Holy shit. After months of not knowing what was wrong with it, I just massively upgraded my computer today thanks to Short Talk. And it seems to have fixed it. It seems to have completely fixed everything. It was just a performance issue of having my CPU constantly redlining. It was always at 100%. Now it maxes out at like 40. Do I need this? I don't think I do. But I need some more fruit. I'll sleep on it. What I fear is that I've done enough damage to my brand by streaming for so long with such a show-stopping problem, causing irritation for viewers, that I've driven off any viewers who weren't dedicated veterans of the channel. I hate to say it, but I may have done that. It may take a lot of work to bring them back. They're not just going to they're going to assume that the problem persists. They're not going to organically discover that I've solved it. I need more fruit. Am I growing more fruit? I don't think so. Not here. That's true. That's true. Although the case kind of still is. I still need to compressed air can the case. That's not a bad idea, Short Talk. What did I do to deserve such loving and supportive friends? It's giving me fucking... What it's giving me is like imposter syndrome, actually. I kind of suck most of the time. But I have all these people supporting my endeavors. That's probably pretty common, though. I got double fruit. I should remember to bring extra fruit, not just extra veggies. And extra veggies too. Actually, I already have double veggies. I actually don't need any of these. Theoretically, I have enough meat and I have enough chickens. What is in here? Nothing. Oh. The most nihilist prize of all. There we go. 40 fruit of one type, 25 of another. Trying to have enough so I don't have to make multiple trips. I'm trying to unlock all the Largos. For the big guys. Well, it's like Snorlax. They're just fucking Slimeers and Snorlaxes. Is that the plural of Snorlax? I wonder. Maybe people get the message that the stream is fixed by me resuming uploads to YouTube. I don't want to set expectations I can't fulfill. Go back through this portal. That should be everything I need. At least on paper. So what I'm trying to do this time is unlock this Largo, and then down here there's this Largo, and this Largo. I've been ignoring the Largos, but no longer. If only my internet were faster and I could actually not have a huge delay though. Which I don't know why I have the delay, because on paper I have plenty of bandwidth for streaming. I don't know who to blame. That's the American mindset. Who can I blame? Who can I sue? But there's no one. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to prosecute you again. I guess we're not actually friends. Me and darkness. How do I get in there? I actually forget how you're supposed to. When did suing people become such an American thing? Like, the first time I became aware of it was Office Space, about how it's viewed as like a way to potentially hit the jackpot and never have to work again. That's why when companies were starting to get so fucking defensive and just... That's a smart thing to do anyway, though. Calculate your posture so that people can't get free money out of you through a BS lawsuit. If the prize is like millions of dollars, there's nothing people won't try. And you can't really blame them if it's that easy to get a big payout. I'm glad I brought so much. I knew it. I knew I would need at least that much. If I had brought only 40, I would be swearing right now. That's the American dream now, and that's sad. Mike Judge called it. It's not to invent something and make $1 billion. It's to luck out with a lawsuit. Where am I now? Was I able to get here before? This looks familiar. Oh, this is just that lava area during the day. And now there's a convenient passage I can take. I guess that's worthwhile. That's something. I've been this way. I got rid of that Largo. I don't remember what was through here though. Oh, it's like a Stargate. How do I open this? Maybe you don't open this. Maybe this is where further updates will appear. Oh, strange fountain. Well, no sense in wasting that. You don't see those every day. It seems almost like they're teasing us sometimes in this world where everybody's struggling to release video games where like precious gems and coins are just sitting around waiting to be picked up. Oh, it's that easy, is it? I could have just picked up free money laying around outside. How foolish of me. Well, I guess that's what fucking cans are if you want to spend all your time gathering cans to recycle. It's not entirely wrong. Do I have that one yet? Ooh, that's one I don't have yet. Please, 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 please. No, it's a decoration. Fuck. What is this gacha bullshit? I'll get the right one eventually. The primary goal site now. Oh, here's another one. Holy shit. Please, please, please. Give me a blueprint. It's another decoration. Cool. But also, fuck you. It's a complicated emotion, alright? It's positive and negative. There's another one I didn't see before. How did I not see these earlier? Don't answer that. Oh, I'm not gonna like it. Another decoration. Cool! Fine! Fucking awesome! My favorite. Just give me nothing but decorations and I'll be happy as a clam. I'm gonna get a schematic eventually. You can only fail for so long, statistically, right? Or is that famous last words? Never managed to conclude. Wish I had a dog pet right now. Oh, climate change commentary, cool. You know, I feel like people today who base their entire identity around being anti-vaxxer and rejecting climate change don't realize they live in a world where nothing ever gets deleted and everything is saved for eternity. So it's going to be something that sticks with their family. You're going to be able to Google somebody's like surname and be like, oh yeah, their grandpa is why we couldn't get any climate action done. Or why the plagues were as bad as they were. And their kids are going to have to be like, no, you know, you can't punish this child for the sins of the father. Come on, let's be reasonable about this. Which, I mean, that's true. I mean, eventually somebody's going to have to pay. It's never the billionaires. What is good in the hood? Krang Gusomang. I'm not fucking saying that. I ain't get paid enough to say all that shit. I'll try again later, but not right now. Everything's fixed. I have a mostly brand new PC. A lot of it's cannibalized from my old PC. The RAM is cannibalized, SSDs. I guess really the only new thing is the case and the CPU and the MOBO. That's quite a lot though. And it works a treat. I could not believe my eyes. It booted up the first time I tried. I put everything together exactly right the first time. Witness me! I'm gonna throw this out, I guess. Wasn't there another Largo? It's that way. Is it that way? I don't think so. I think it's around the other way. There's a bunch of good stuff up here. I've already found this capsule. Boo. Boo. Not even boo worms. Regular boo, actually. So tomorrow, what's on the agenda? Tomorrow I'm going to collab with my buddy Short Talk here to expand the M.2 so I can use the full gigabyte instead of only being able to use the 250 gigs that we cloned over from the boot drive. Which I'm thinking the way to do that is to boot into the old SSD through a menu. This is a one-time thing, and then while we're in that copy, we expand the M.2, and then we boot back into the M.2, and then we when we have everything taken care of on that front, then we can format the old boot drive. Blah. Let me put this away. This is precious cargo. I don't want to lose this. I'd be quite upset if that happened. Do you have any other upgrades? No, we don't. I could if I wanted to. I don't think that's worth the money, though. Oh shit, son! Look at her fucking coffee cup. Is that official merch? Are they advertising something you can buy somewhere? I would buy the shit out of that. Look at that. Look at how cute he is. Also, honey coffee sounds really good. I wonder if that's actually... Do people drink honey? I know they put honey in their tea. I actually don't know. Are you shocked that I don't know something? You shouldn't be. I'm a fairly ignorant person by my own standards. Who's stayed indoors far too much of his life. Penis is the word of the day. You can suck on a penis if you're feeling gay. If you're not feeling gay, you should suck one anyway, because a penis a day keeps the doctor away. That's false advertising, actually. A penis a day will do the opposite. It will increase your frequency of doctor's visits. It will not decrease it. I have no medical qualifications to say this, but I feel pretty confident that this is true. What is the mission? The mission is to feed these fat fatties until they fucking explode. How much have I been eating lately? I've been on a diet. I'm trying to eat 1,500 calories a day. I ate a burrito and a banana for breakfast, and I have a burrito for lunch. Banana's 100 calories, burrito's about 600. 700 plus 700, and then add iced tea. It's about 1,500, right? That's like half of what I should be eating if I was active. I'm not active, really. I hit the gym, but that's like for an hour. Sounds like a big burly man who worked all day chopping down trees after eating 3,000 calories, theoretically. That's why marathon runners eat like pigs and they get away with it. You ever see marathon runners just fold a pizza sideways like a taco, or just roll it up and just scarf it down? It's horrific. It's like watching a snake unhinge its jaw. They do it though, to pack as many calories in on the go as possible. And then they shit while they're running. I was horrified and fascinated to learn that they just let it fucking spray out their shorts. Do I have enough fruit? I don't think I do. gave most of it to the bat. Yep, he still wants more. Unbelievable. This glutton. There's one of the bad guys nearby. I just don't... I hear him, I don't see him. I don't like that. I feel insecure. Not like about my penis. That's the usual male insecurity. I love my penis. It's got a very beautiful shape to it. It's a beautiful penis. I feel more insecure about not knowing where enemies are. That's why I like small spaces. I get the opposite of claustrophobia. Because what I'm afraid of is stuff like shadow people. So I realize it's irrational, but fears are typically irrational. And if I'm in a small space, I can see every part of it, so I know there's no shadow people in there with me. Look at him, he's fucking jiggling. He's right on the limit. Just have to stuff him a little bit fuller. I wonder if people with feeder fetishes crank their hog to this. I wouldn't put it past them. It's feeder adjacent. That's gotta be enough, right? If that's not enough, I don't know what's what anymore. Not that I ever did. Will 5 more be enough? Place your bets now. I say it won't be. Fuck, what was it? I don't think it was furry, I think it was just inflation based. It's, The Adventures of Chris, where Chris is just like a fat guy who can turn into a balloon. That's still not enough. How could he eat so much? Unbelievable, outrageous. Tribal hunter. I'm not googling that. There's not a chance in hell. Let's see. Off you go. Is there fruit down here? This probably not. Probably not. We would have to have sunlight to grow. I love that guy. I also love Mandalore Gaming. I love Ambiguous Amphibian. I love Greystone Plays. Most of them follow the same pattern of just doing really ridiculous scenarios in simulation games. I don't know why that does it for me, but it sure fucking does. I love seeing situations that were never meant to happen in like SimCity and The Sims. Like in one of them, he dug a pit as deep as possible and started to sim out at the bottom of it. And the whole goal of the playthrough was just to get out of the pit. That's relatable though, isn't it? Aren't we all in a pit we're trying to get out of? You better fucking explode this time. He only needed one more, god damn it. He only needed one more this entire time. What is it? Is this just another fast travel connector? It looks... No, wait. What is this? Oh, this is a phosphor plort. I wish I had one. Probably good stuff gets unlocked that way. Oh, one of these. Bitch titties! I lost all the food I had. No, wait, I didn't actually. Because I had the special power-up. So it lets me keep most of my stuff, but I lose some of it. It's not great. How can I keep all of it? See, the fool tax. So I need a phosphor for it, basically. I don't really need this. May as well put it in there anyway, because it's hard to get. This feels so buttery smooth. I'm so happy to have a proper CPU. More often than not, when I was streaming with the old computer, it would just freeze for several seconds, and I'd have to sit there like an idiot with my thumb up my ass, waiting for it to fucking let me use my own computer again. Not literally with my thumb up my ass. I'm not a fucking barbarian. It was my pinky. You always use your pinky. That's what you see aristocracy in old paintings. Do I have enough carrots? What if I meet a Largo that wants legos? Not feeding you. Not today. We have bigger fish to fry. I keep just gathering money. I have no use for it. I guess once you get good enough at farming, you make everything you need, and then any money you make on top of that's just gravy. Also paying taxes. Which is a big question mark, why you pay the government taxes when you make everything you need. You're literally just on their land. It's one of these. He needs chicken. I believe he also wants chicken. They both want meat, basically. Only one alpha allowed here. Alpha cock. That's what it is. I'm allowed to say it. It's a cock. A rooster. You know what I miss? I already missed Dave the Diver. I really hope there's a DLC that adds like an underwater base. Hope they take my suggestion to heart. Wouldn't that be Kino? Like an old 1960s style Jacques Cousteau underwater habitat in Dave the Diver? So you do more dives a day. Also, I'm looking forward to Under the Waves. You know Under the Waves? It's showing off at Gamescom. It's my most anticipated game. They didn't consult me to write for it. So, they could fucking go to hell. But I hope their game is good anyway, because I want to play it. Am I right? How dare they not involve me? I wrote the fucking script for Narcosis. They don't think they need my expertise? looked neat, but it also did it not also look like exactly the sort of game that I should write for? Who else is the premium literate skilled writer underwater sad boy? There's gonna be some kind of twist too. It's gonna turn out to be metaphorical or some crap. You just get to do a lot of cool Subnautica shit in Under the Waves, but in a narrative-driven, deeply introspective, cerebral kind of way, which I'm totally fucking there for. I will show up for that every day of the week. I have everything I should need. Actually, one of my exes wrote me a song that was themed around deep sea diving as a metaphor for visiting and indulging in negative emotion and sadness as a creative well to draw from, but how you need to come up from that dive. You can't live down there because it'll kill you eventually. How it's very beautiful to make short trips into that space, but you have to return to a healthy, balanced view of life in between those dives, otherwise you suffocate. She's just a lovely person, and she's so talented. There's some special people that I feel remarkably lucky to have dated. Unfortunately, although she did it in a very polite and congenial way, she gave me the same ultimatum a lot of my exes did, which is you need to make money, otherwise I'm not going to stay with you. Because my plans for life require more money than you have, or have the ability to earn. And which, you know, fair enough. I used to think that was gold digging, but she makes her own money. She just wants someone who also earns a lot. The fact that women make more money now doesn't mean they're not looking for men who provide. It means they want twice the income. She has very expensive tastes. And she has some medical conditions, so she needs to be able to afford the stuff to deal with that too. So it's more reasonable. I'm making excuses. But I still care for her very much, and she's still a very special person to me. A very remarkable talent. Can I go down there? I should play it for you guys sometime. It's the first and only time a woman has written a song for me. It's incredibly romantic. Let me get up there. No! No, not again! Bitch! Titties. Why did I fly too close to the sun? I lost all my fucking shit again. Hold on, let me see if I can upgrade the tank liner. That'll prevent that from happening. I'm gonna keep dying. Hunter plort, crystal plort. Gotcha. I got nothing to say, I'm just stunned. They took a risk like that. Didn't have enough fuel to back it up. What was I thinking? I ask that way too often these days. I still have yet to install the heat pump, by the way. In my window. That's going to be another quality of life increase. Haunter plort taken care of. Crystal plort. Nope. How is that not enough? Is that ringtail? That was a ringtail plort, in hunter plort. They're not the same thing? This is the one I was looking for. These are used in quite a few of the recipes, so this is not a waste. Wish I'd arranged these pens more logically. I feel like now I've committed to locations for them that don't really make sense perfectly. Never know when we'll need more for another gadget. May as well have a bunch in reserve. You know what I miss doing is tripping balls underwater with a diving helmet. I know that's incredibly dangerous. Not as much as you'd think with a positive pressure helmet that's powered by a solar powered compressor. Also very good time though. Very unique vibe. Very Jules Verne, but also altered states kind of vibe where you're like devolving into an amphibian. Like a frogman. Buzzwax. Gotcha, I need more of that. I just wasted those chickens' lives too. I don't know if you realize that. The magnitude of the tragedy. Load up on veggies. This won't even be enough is the sad thing. There we go, we have everything we need. Where are we going? Going here. The southern continent. Or maybe one of the two. I don't remember how to get where I need to go though. That's the thing about me that makes everything new and exciting. I just don't remember anything or learn anything. That makes every day a mystery. There's always surprises. The same thing as a surprise over and over. It's not the right way. Way. You don't need memory when you have a fast brain. You can figure things out over and over again, as if for the first time. So you don't need to remember. You only need memory in order to avoid having to figure things out repeatedly. Is it efficient? No, but it works, kind of. I'm still alive anyway. But for how long? But for how long? Have you heard of but for short talk? I first heard about it at SawCon. Go on, come on, do it. Say the thing. Ask me what's a butt for, and then I say pooping. You say, "Oh, you clever rapscallion." Thank you. Thank you for humoring me. That's the only way I get one over on anyone lately. I got someone with SawCon. What's the real get is when you can string multiple ones together. You get a fucking combo. Yeah. I passed him, didn't I? I did pass him. It's like triple word point in Scrabble. Like you can disguise DN as a state if you write it out, and the DN becomes D's nuts when you spring the trap. SawCon D's nuts. That's the truly master level ruse from the ancient Ruse Master's Book of Ruses. Is he down there or is he up here? Is he fucking underground? He might be. It looks like he is. I got bit. Is he down here? He is down here. Big fat bitch. Come here. See, he still wants more. He's insatiable. See if we can find any chickens. There's a nest, but there's no chickens. Aha! Go away. Don't need you. I saw a chicken nearby. There he is. That should be enough, right? Surely. That should be enough. I always say that and I'm always wrong though. You'd think I would learn. Or maybe you wouldn't. That's probably the safer bet. That's the opposite of the direction you need to be going in. Still the opposite. My instincts tell me to go the wrong way. closer. Well, I went the long way around. It's not the end of the world that I know of. Nope, couldn't quite do it. I got close. It close count. It doesn't count in certain horseshoes. Never mind. If you fall to your death, you fall to your death. It's not like the thing you can halfway succeed at. So have you been following humanoid robot and flying car updates? It's looking like those are going to become real things that exist in the world pretty soon and are mass-produced. China announced the first mass-produced humanoid robot. Theirs looks like shit compared to ours, but I guess it might be like theatrics. Might be to solicit investors or something. We have actual robots capable of doing work. Theirs looks like a geriatric with shit in his pants. Makes me proud of Boston Dynamics. Even though I had nothing to do with it. There we go. And there's also going to be a flying car dealership opening up pretty soon. There's one company that figured out how to... Two companies that figured out how to integrate the fans into the body into the way where it still looks like a car. Not that that's actually necessary to make a functional electric VTOL aircraft. And it's kind of a waste, frankly, of weight and materials to try to do it that way. But I think they figure people will be like, why do you call it a flying car if it doesn't look like a car? Which is fair enough. That's a fair question. Just means a little bit more engineering work has to be put into it. There are some pretty good looking designs though, actually. That apparently really fly and really look like sci-fi flying cars. And it's funny because they really closely resemble designs that appeared in Popular Mechanics in like 1959. Which I guess that's because that's the only way to do it. The physics have not really changed since that time. Chickens. Oh, only during the day. I should just go home for now and come back when there's enough chickens to guarantee I can get the Largo out of the way. So it seems like finally we're gonna live in the sci-fi future. It just took way the fuck longer, and it's a little bit underwhelming. We got virtual reality, we got flying cars, we got humanoid robots, we got... Well, pretty soon we'll have a base on the moon. This is all shit we were supposed to have by the year 2000, but, you know, 20... It'll be 30 years late by that point, but that's better than not having it at all. I'm gonna try to find more chickens. I really don't want to have to go all the way back just for that. I can't feed it little chicks. It's perverse. It's evil. So that means only like 10 years before billionaires can live in the future, and then another 30 years after that before the rest of us can do it. Hooray! You know, they say the future does always arrive, but not at the same time for everybody. When have I seen a way to get... Oh, that's probably what the Largo opens up. That'll be really handy, actually. What's good, Snow Bunny? It's fixed. Yeah, I can finally stream. The question is, can I repair the damage to the reputation of the stream that was done during the time when I was streaming with interruptions? Can I bring those people back and persuade them that it's not going to happen again? That remains to be seen. We got 6 viewers. That's usually what it averages. So I have high hopes. I got high hopes. I've got high hopes. What's good, Strategif? He looks so fucking grumpy, and that Grumpy Trumpy is what they're gonna call him. Who has the grumpy dumpies? Everyone's like posturing like an edgy middle school kid, like, you Democrats don't realize the beast that you have unleashed. I guess all they have at this point. What we have unleashed is Tyrone, who's gonna make Trump into his prison wife. Like, eminently. Although, to his credit, Tyrone actually is a very gentle lover, but has very soft hands. Reportedly. That's what Short Talk said, and he's a smart guy. You are both smart people. I should listen to you more often. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna rename the stream next time. But I'm also gonna start uploading to YouTube again, which will communicate to people that the stream is fixed. He's a large fella. Let's put it that way. Or at least he seems... He doesn't seem large. It seems like his suits are too big. He's a weak, fat man with little tiny hands, which is not relevant to his ability to govern, which is to say not at all. Yes, finally! God damn it! I had to sacrifice so many lives to open this up. Please, don't you dare give me another decoration. Give me a blueprint. Cool! Fucking azure shrubs. Just what I wanted. Perfect. That's exactly what's going to move the stream forward. Azure shrubs. Wonderful. Thank you. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, I know. Look. Snow Bunny, love finds a way, okay? Tyrone will cross mountains and swim the deepest sea to be with Trump. Some things are meant to be. Okay, so this opens from the other side. Which means I need... Or it either opens from the other side or there's a socket in here I have to find. I'm just kind of so shocked because people, I kind of believed in the narrative on the right that Trump would get away with everything forever. Said he'll never go to prison. He'll never go to jail. He'll never get arrested. It's a nothing burger. It's a nothing burger. It's a witch hunt. It's a nothing burger. And I kind of internalized that. And now he's got a fucking mugshot. But then again, let's not count our chickens till they're hatched. I guess you're supposed to open it from this end. Of course, the problem's not really solved of people electing revenge candidates. We still need good candidates. We need good leadership for the country, and this is not going to help that. So this is the side you open it from. Question is, where's the fucking socket you shoot the gem into? Do you think we're gonna get some shooters because of this? Some kind of mass chimp out? It then gets blamed on the feds. Not that they're beyond suspicion, of course. I don't see where you're supposed to put the gem in. Here we go. This is where you fucking put in. What is that? Is that a hunter or a cat or a raccoon? It's one of the three. I'll just bring all three types next time. Two out of three Largos. There's one more Largo left. It's not holding together. You know, I used to fucking watch Brazilian and Italian politics and be like, they're so cringe. Throwing down and fighting like a fucking wrestling show in Parliament. We have it so much more together here in the United States. This is a real country. We're getting there. It's steadily. We're getting to where it's gonna be like Brazilian politics. Maybe if it's funny, people will pay more attention. It's not how I want it to happen, but it might. Can I just move in with you in Singapore, Saragif? I won't even live in your home. I'll live in the Changi airport. I'll disguise myself as an expensive water feature and I'll fit right in. Yeah, I know. And now we're like, if only we could have him back. Also, Mitt Romney and McCain, John McCain. America's like a washed-up woman in her 40s with 100 cats, who's ringing up all those handsome young men she turned down when she was in her 20s for frivolous reasons, like slightly too tall, slightly too short. I don't like his hobbies, don't like his friends. Now that she has less options, she's wistfully looking back at all the guys she turned down. Be like, if only I could have one of them back. But they all have moved on to bigger and better things. That's where Lady Liberty's at right now. What's your deal? He'll eat anything, actually. Perfect. You're my favorite type of slime. What the fuck? Is this a whole new area? This is a whole new area! Isn't it? Is it a whole new area or is it not? No, it's just another warp back to the mainland. That's still pretty cool to have. That's a cool time saver. Now I know what those are. It's just a question of timing. It's like, I'm not proud of it, but I had this one girl I chased after for a long time, and she only started to come around after several years as she got older and realized she wasn't going to get who she was after. She was really into K-pop, and she really wanted a beautiful Korean boyfriend. And she was single for a long time because that's what she was chasing after. And eventually she's like, you know what? I'm over 30 now. I've been single for a long time. Probably I'm not actually going to get a K-pop boyfriend. I'm like, you could have figured that out when I met you. We could have been happy this whole time. You wasted all that time being unhappy because you had unrealistic standards. That's like the equivalent of a dude being like, I'm not gonna date anyone unless I can have a real life anime girl with gigantic natural H-cup titties and a skinny waist. I think if you're the less mature you are, the less you feel the need to be realistic about that stuff. I felt that way at 24. I was right too. I need more Buzzwax. BRB. Do you think that's more of a male thing or a female thing? I want to say men make worse choices overall. That's hidden from my view because I don't usually interact with that kind of guy. But totally, there's a lot of bottom of the barrel dudes who think they're going to be SoundCloud rappers and sleep on a bare mattress in the basement of the building they work at. But I'm not trying to date them. So I don't encounter them. I don't see them. It's the same reason dudes are often shocked to find out how scummy men can be in like DMs because they don't experience that. It's only women who receive those DMs. I think what we see from women is a product of social media and simps giving them unrealistic expectations and them being less accustomed to having to settle and experience disappointment in life than men, for whom it's just disappointment after disappointment and being told by society you need to suck it up and keep going. Then again, who am I to be high and mighty? Am I that far off from fucking K-Fed living in a basement and SoundCloud rapping? I stream and I submerge hamsters. I live off the generosity of internet friends. I can't really talk. I should pick the beam out of my own eye before I point out the mote of dust of my brothers, so to speak. I only have nice things because Bitcoin went crazy like 2 times. I should really get a grip and have a more realistic appraisal of my assets. If I was smart, my savings would be Monero too anyway. Although because I lost so much value off my Bitcoin last year, and because the IRS could see that, it decreased the amount of taxes I had to pay to 0 at the federal level. So I'm appreciative of that at least. I just wish they couldn't see the increases. I still have hopes to meet a young lady that is suitable for marriage, and I base these hopes on the fact that accomplished authors have groupies. And I've already had groupies despite the fact that nobody fucking knows who I am. I had a stalker at one point, I told you about that. In the very early days of my writing, somebody emailed me and it was like, it's so beautiful and you nailed it so on the point about what the grieving process after the death of a loved one is like. And it started a back and forth where she started fucking internet detectiving pictures of me and finding out my address and shit, and I started to get scared. She wasn't even bad looking. She was a cute, she wasn't fat or anything either. She was a brown lady. She was, good. Not good. I want to say pretty. She was pretty though. She's like average pretty. I was just scared. That's the first time in my life where a hot girl is not hot. She was pretty. She's reasonable, like 7. And it's the first time in my life where someone like that's interested in me, and I push back and I push away, because I've seen Misery. I've read Misery. I don't know. I got weird vibes from her. She was very hyperactive, and she's like manic depressive or something, or bipolar. She had episodes where she was very happy and talkative, and then episodes where she was very negative and accusatory and rude. But then again, at some point I'm going to be in my 50s. I'm almost 40 now. I'm going to have to take what I can get. But the good news is writers attract attractive women. They just attract attractive women who are also who also have mental health problems typically. Like as a writer, you don't go to bars, you go to the mental health ward of your local hospital. Where do I go from here? It takes a lot for my dick to say no to an attractive woman. So, she also had I don't want to be a dickhead. She had DID, dissociative identity disorder, and she had a tattoo on her arm that looked kind of like the chakras, but it wasn't chakras. It was a bunch of different like demonic glyphs in different colors, each representing one of her different personalities. So it wasn't just bipolar. I can deal with bipolar. I've been with bipolar chicks before. If that's the only area where you have to compromise, that she has some kind of mental illness, then that's a good deal, because so do I. I can't really kick someone out of bed for eating crackers on that front, if you know what I mean. If she can tolerate an autistic man, I can tolerate That's mean, though. I don't know that for sure, Snow Bunny. She might have been a lovely person. But she did have issues. And she did talk in weird voices. Her voice would go deep when she was in one of her personality modes. I still thought about it. I had a long argument with my dick about that one, and my heart. She's a very sweet and sensitive person, but also crazy as a fucking bag of cats. Yeah. I know. Eventually, it's gonna be like a... What I'm looking for is like what J.D. Salinger had, except more equitable. Except not him being a creep and using one of his attractive fans as like a fleshlight. I don't know if you ever read up on J.D. Salinger and Joyce Maynard. Joyce Maynard was 18 years old when he met her, and he was 54, and she was just completely enraptured with his work. Writing has that power. If you show your soul, you can show your soul to someone more clearly through writing than any other method. And if they find it beautiful, that's the most potent basis for a romantic connection that there ever was. But he didn't really love Joyce Maynard. He was just a horny old man. He was crazy too. He was way into homeopathy, acupuncture, just alt health, and he would practice it on his own kids, and they would cry and be like, "No, stop putting needles in us." And he would fly into a rage. he's like a even more unhinged Steve Jobs. Basically, he saw this pretty girl after his wife divorced him, because his wife was tired of his shit, of his crazy hippie shit, and he's like, oh my goodness, I may never get this chance again. A hot young piece of ass is interested in my 54-year-old walking corpse. So, maybe fortuitously for him, she had a condition, a medical condition, where she couldn't copulate vaginally because she had like an abnormally tight opening. Which sounds like what's the problem, right? Giggity goo. But apparently it made sex really painful for her, so she would just blow him all the time. And eventually he stopped asking and just got really pushy about it. And that's the primary contribution she made to his writing was just sexual relief. That whenever he got horny, he would just use her mouth like an appliance and then go back to writing and ignore her. I mean, if he had a little self-awareness, he could realize, I've got a really good thing going here, I better not fuck it up. And all you have to do is pay a little bit of attention to your lover and make it more of a two-sided thing where she gets something out of it too. And she'll stay with you, and she'll love you, and you'll have a delightful relationship you could never have possibly gotten if you were not a famous author. But he was a very self-absorbed person, a very selfish person, without a strong concept of other people's feelings. And I say this as an autistic person, so even compared to me. That's the whole deal with J.D. Salinger. Not to be gross, but he was just a crazy old man who saw a pretty girl on the cover of a magazine talking about her writing, and sent her correspondence, and she was intrigued, and they got to know each other, and she fell for him, and then he just started fucking nutting in her mouth every day, and that's all he ever did for her. That's J.D. Salinger in a nutshell. Nutshell. Come. Yeah, when I say I want J.D. Salinger's situation, I mean if he had been a sensitive man and had actually loved Joyce and had treated her as an equitable partner and had shown her romantic fulfillment and engaged her emotionally. That's what's achievable. I mean, look at the hot chicks Charles Manson pulled in from fucking prison. Look at the crazy hot chicks that dedicated themselves to the Columbine shooters. They're out there. Oh, that's really sad, Snow Bunny, because that's basically what he did. He just continued it. He was to say that he was a selfish lover doesn't really cover it, does it? One or the other. He's like, oh, it's 12 o'clock. Time to suck me off, Joyce. Speaking of Joyce, James Joyce also was a sex weirdo. He wrote those horny fart porn letters to his wife, I think, at the time. He wasn't into it, reportedly, but his wife had like a fetish for farts and like butt stuff. Or maybe it's the other way around, I don't remember. I just remember everybody who admires James Joyce having like a Chris Chan and Barb moment where their world is ruined forever upon reading James Joyce's fart porn letters to his wife. That's what terrifies me as a writer. You get such rewards from becoming famous, but also such punishments. Everything you've ever written will come to light one day. I've written some stuff I'm not proud of to make a buck too, so don't be shocked if I have a plot outline for Jurassic Park, but instead of dinosaurs, it's a genetic engineering project for furries. Because I heard furries have a lot of money. And I thought, you know, if I write something that's not primarily pornographic, but has some sex scenes and has human anthro hybrids, I could do interesting sci-fi about the future of transhumanism and genetic chimeras. Oh, he's free. That's right. How did that happen? Somebody make it make sense for me. Please explain why Chris Chan had his charges dropped. Does he have plot armor? Is he actually the main character of this reality? Explain to me how they didn't find him guilty with all the goddamn evidence online. But yeah, the concept is like the island of Dr. Moreau with like realistic science, where it's a combination of genetic engineering and surgery. Because you can't select for like the specific traits you want in an animal. Genes are interrelated and have complex relationships. So in order to create like a dragon furry, they have to have several different genomes, one of which produces a scaly humanoid with bat wings, and then they cut the wings off and kill the creature. Then another which produces the scaly humanoid with the dragon-like head, which serves as the basis that they graft the wings onto. And another one grows the tail, and then they cut the tail off and graft it onto the main one. And so you have to sacrifice 2 humanoids to get the body parts you need, because genetically you can't grow one that has all the parts on the same body. And this likewise with like a cheetah humanoid. You got one that has the legs you want, that has the 3 jointed legs, but that interferes with the formation of the head. So you have to grow another one that has the head you want, and then you have to cut the legs off of that one and surgically graft the legs from the other one that has the 3 jointed legs. So it becomes like a horror show, deeply unethical cultivation of multiple bodies that you harvest limbs and other body parts from in order to create one finished product for a wealthy pervert to fuck. If that's true, Hail Hydra, and I want to believe it, then maybe the universe can heal. Because it committed psychic damage to everybody in the world when Chris talked about that stuff with Barb. That's what he considers showing off, though. Think about that for a second. Are you guys okay? What are you doing there? Maybe we can move out of the Nightmare timeline now. Is that too much to hope for? It's fucking Schrodinger's motherfucker. I regret saying that. He's definitely one of the people of all time. Let's just say that. There but for the grace of God go I, so to speak. You never get boring outcomes with autistic people. You get either like really wholesome, inspirational figures like Lilia, or you get horror cows. There's no in between. What's the ultimate tugboat? Oh, you mean the... I was talking about that earlier, how the American dream is now not to work hard and make money, it's to sue somebody. It's to sue the government or corporation and get the big payout. That'd be the ultimate injustice, wouldn't it? For someone like Chris Chan to do all this awful stuff and then get free money from off the taxpayers' back. And a huge payout and become wealthy. Although he'll fucking squander it in a month on Legos, is the thing. You know it, and I know it. I don't like it, but it's true. It's deeply true. Holy God, what if that was his plan all along? What if he's playing hyperdimensional chess? Or even if he wasn't, just as... Nobody falls upward as effectively as Chris. Nobody fails so hard and still somehow succeeds, in a way. What if a hot chick marries him for his money, too, and then he finally gets a sweetheart? 18 to 24, white, boyfriend-free girl. What if that's the termination of Chris's love quest? As a gold digger. That's still a better use of the money. It's unbelievable that even at this point, the fucking show isn't over yet. The best is yet to come. It doesn't seem possible, but it seems at the same time inevitable. What the fuck kind of plan is that? It's like underpants gnome logic. Step 1, pretend to diddle my mom. Step 2, question mark. Step 3, gigabucks in profits. That's not how the world is supposed to work. He just he just keeps on fucking up in more and more interesting ways, and it somehow has become self-sustaining now. You could make a whole business just off of grifting Chris, probably. Why haven't I done that? Oh yeah, morality. I'm surprised there haven't been any trolls who tried to grift Chris. I guess that's because there's trolls around him who would prevent that. What does that get me? It just gets me a water jet, right? I don't actually need that. I got the jetpack now. Snow Bunny, stop it! I can't handle this when I'm streaming. Oh man. He's the gift that keeps on giving. I can't believe it. How does he do it? How does he do it? He's still entertaining after all these years and in new ways I could never have predicted. You know what the ultimate injustice will be? You know how people who believe in simulationism say that the only surefire way to guarantee that you get resurrected by future simulators in an ancestral simulation is by being extremely famous and memorable? If Chris Chan is the first and only person for a while who gets to be resurrected in the simulation just because he's the most famous documented person in history, if the first person to get brought back is fucking Chris Chan, I will shit with anger, but also, frankly, be a little bit impressed. Look at these bats, they're so cute, they're just chilling in the grass. Where will I find vegetables? Oh, hey, who's this lad? I don't have him on my map yet. Oh, he's on a teleporter. This is actually an important one. Glad I brought food for you, buddy. Oh, I have been here before, actually. I've been here before. That activates that teleporter. That's what that's about. I wondered. Where am I now? Back at the mainland. Entrodastic. I'm actually making quite a bit of progress here. That's got to be the punchline to all this, is that Chris Chan gets resurrected in simulation and gets to live forever. before anybody else, because initially there'll only be enough computational capacity to simulate a single person in a paradise. And he gets that and we don't, because simply because he's more famous and well documented. Somebody needs to make that movie, write that comic. That's the ultimate gag. That's deep, fucking deep injustice is what makes it funny though. Just the fucking outrageous concept of it. I almost want to kill myself intentionally to see how much I lose now. Let me do it just real quick. 43. I lose. I went from 40 down to 16. So I lose more than half. Do I have any more upgrade spots left? Something about these chicken pens feels unethical. I've seen what happens to factory farm chickens. It's not pretty. Hola, Urban. Pretty tired. Tasty treats. Soaring fun. What a water tap, really? At least there's a reason to talk to them now. Yeah, ciphers. Could reveal the set of instructions. Cool. AI lonely, got it. Super advanced, almost alien. Is it time travel? Maybe. Interesting plot. So there's an AI and there's possible time travel. You know what I want to know, though, is how is it 2023 and there's still not a Chris Chan horror game? Or even an RPG beyond that limited one. He's got to... That's got to be how he makes his billions, is licensing his likeness and life story to an RPG. It's worthy of one, frankly. It's better than anything a JRPG can come up with. They're angry because they don't have food. Eat. Can I placate them some way? I already got the music. I have all the upgrades. Little dangerous fellas. I like how I was so anti-hybrids at first. Now I only raise hybrids. I'm still thinking about Chris being the only one who gets resurrected. Because maybe humanity gets extincted by a fucking asteroid after that. So there's all these generations of Christians who try to do their best to live according to Christ's teachings their whole lives so they can go to heaven. And there's all these Buddhist monks who try to get to nirvana. Which I don't think is the same thing, but... And the only one who actually gets to live again is Chris. Because he's so entertaining. Wouldn't that be a fucking kick in the pants? I would shit. I mean, I'm gonna anyway. It's kind of my thing. It's my signature move. Nobody else does that. I'm actually the only streamer. I should advertise myself that way. The only streamer. Like I discovered or invented it. Okay. Chickens, I have veggies, I have fruit. This is in case I meet any more Largos, which I haven't seen for a while. I think I got all the Largos now. No, I don't have this one. I want to make a comic of that, but how would I communicate it? I feel like that's the best joke I've come up with in years. I don't know how to communicate it in a funny way. That it has to be concise. Brevity is the soul of wit. What do I have? I don't have chickens. That's enough. If that's not enough, I don't fucking understand the world anymore. Are you okay, bro? You need one of these? There we go. I helped him. Where is the crystal? What a handy little teleporter spot I've unlocked. Almost like it's meant to be helpful, and it is. I'm glad I have that. If this doesn't get VR support, though, I'll cry bitch tears. There's so many games like Paradox Vector that scream out for VR support. Res the Triad, probably not. There's two people in the Steam forums suggesting that it has side-by-side 3D, which I push for too, because that would let me play it in 3D on my 3D projector. I would get a lot out of that. Wonder how many people will benefit from it, though. But it would mean you could play it in VR on a virtual screen. You little fellas. Tiny little lads with rad nads. Do you think someone will make a religion out of Chris? Or just the one he's trying to start will actually take off somehow? That we'll never know what a loser he was because his followers will write the story of Chris in a flattering way. And that all prior data will be lost. It's like nuclear war. So future generations remember Chris as this great philosophical, spiritual leader. Because think about that. The only reason we know Joseph Smith was a scummy guy is because he was recent enough. There's records of how he actually behaved outside the Book of Mormon. If it wasn't for that, we would only have the stuff written by his followers. Same with Muhammad. Jesus kind of lucked out, being just ancient enough and obscure enough while he lived that there aren't any detailed external contemporaneous accounts of what he was like as a person. Just that he was regarded as a magician and the leader of a small Jewish sect. If that had been true of like L. Ron Hubbard, the only thing we'd have to go on for what he was like would be Dianetics and what his followers wrote. So we'd all believe he was like this genius, visionary philanthropist who revolutionized mental health. Am I not supposed to be up here? Oh, by the way, for everybody who is not up to date, the reason why I have a new computer now, in part, thing that forced my hand is there was a thunderstorm last night. Speaking of being zapped to the extreme, my old computer got zapped to the extreme. That's why I did all the hard work of upgrading and getting the computer ready for streaming today, the new one. Because something got fucked up. It had like a seizure. There's a lightning strike really close to the house. I could feel it, like it rattled the walls. I thought a bunch of stuff fell down upstairs, or like there was an earthquake or something. But I found out the next day there was a severe thunderstorm warning last night, and I checked the thing my computer's plugged into, Snow Bunny. It actually is a surge protector. I don't know why it didn't work or why it's not fried itself, but it fucked up my computer, and it didn't turn off. It just was a black screen except for when half of the taskbar was showing, and I could move the mouse around, but I couldn't click on anything. It's like my computer had a seizure. So I don't fucking really know what happened, but it fucked up my computer badly, to where I couldn't boot after that. So something got fucked irrevocably badly. Don't say that, Snow Bunny. You'll jinx it. I don't believe it, but at the same time, a lot of stuff that has happened with Chris that I couldn't believe until it did. So don't fucking jinx it and bring down the real dimensional merge on all of our heads. We all have to create the consensus reality that it's not true, otherwise it will be true, and everybody will have their anime girlfriend. Short talk, do your UPSs have lead-acid batteries, or do you own any of the lithium ones? That's one of the few areas where I can see a lead-acid battery being justifiable, because you barely ever use it. And it's plugged in all the time. If you only actually use your UPS like once a year, the fact that it's lead acid is not an issue. If it just doesn't get cycled hardly ever. I guess I have to from now on. But I live in a rainy state, so it's not always guaranteed that I can do that. It's going to be a while before it's cost effective to put lithium in standard UPSs, I think. Are there any other Largos? I don't see any. How am I up here? It's like those VR chat maps where you get a place you're not supposed to go. You bypass everything. They gotta put stuff up here if you can reach it. Release invisible walls. I keep forgetting this is early access. Yeah, that's what AGM batteries do as well. They used to, years and years ago, warn you not to use lead acid battery in an enclosed space because it would burp hydrogen. But the new ones reuse it. Which is really smart. It's kind of like how internal combustion engines are inherently inefficient and complicated and failure prone, but they've been around for so long and we've depended upon them so much that we've just made them way better than they have any right to be. And the same is true of lead acid batteries. We have really improved lead acid batteries far beyond what we should have. We should have just developed other chemistries. We've solved almost all the issues. The OG lead acid batteries used to only work when upright. You used to have to top them off with distilled water once a month to replace what was lost due to evaporation. And if you got in a crash in your electric car, it just fucking spilled sulfuric acid all over you. So they used to suck even more than they do now, but they're now less shitty than they ever have been. It's kind of remarkable how not shitty they have become, despite still having severely low energy density. That's why compressed air cars make me laugh. Compressed air has even lower energy density than lead acid, and that's saying something. You have to try hard to make a battery that's shittier than lead acid. There is stuff up here. What the fuck? Are you supposed to come up here? Well, keep in mind that the alternative to driving an electric car that could spill acid on you if you tipped it over in like the 1880s was to drive a gas-powered car. You had to crank start and maybe break your arm. Oh yeah, it melted the guy. I saw the same video you did. It's funny when you look back into the past and find technologies that have amazing performance for when they were invented, but then you read how they did it and you're like, oh, I see. It's like a megawatt laser weapons existed in the 1990s, but they were chemical fueled. So in order to fire a single shot, you had to replenish like gallons and gallons of noxious chemical brew. And the logistics of keeping battlefield lasers on the front line supplied with these horribly toxic chemicals so they could fire single megawatt pulse blasts was just not productive. So we gave up on it for a long time and focused on trying to bring solid state lasers, free electron lasers, up to the same level of performance. And we're halfway there. 1990s, 2000s. 30 fucking years later, we're halfway to the same wattage as chemical lasers with free electron lasers, which the significance being that the free electron lasers don't use chemical fuels. They just use electricity. You can shoot them again and again and again as long as you have electrical power from like a generator to do it. Could you do it in 1993? Yes. But with a big asterisk underneath it, where it was not worth what you had to do to make it work. Reminds me about how in the 70s they had the idea of developing single-use Klystron lasers that would be shoulder-mounted. Klystron were one of the first lasers ever, and you might be asking, well, how do you get enough power out of a primitive laser for a shoulder-mounted man-portable laser weapon to be worthwhile? The answer is a nuclear. I forget if it was reactor or RTG. It must have been a reactor. It was a micro-reactor that used itself up, and then you would just discard the weapon. Obviously, the cost of doing that and then leaving all these spent reactors sitting around the battlefield was a non-starter. But that was technically possible. The physics of that worked out on paper. To have man-portable laser weapons in like the 70s. That's the wonderful thing about war. One of the only good things is it pushes us to try really radical solutions to achieve the impossible, because our lives may depend upon it. Also, that was part of the Star Wars program under Reagan. Single-shot X-ray laser weapons, where the energy for the laser blast was generated by a nuclear explosion, where most of the blast is redirected into an X-ray emission and directed X-ray radiation in a beam. So it's like one super powerful directed X-ray laser blast. It wasn't really even a laser, it's just a beam of X-ray radiation. But once you shoot your shot, it's over. You destroyed your fucking gun. That's what it took back then. That was the only way to do it. So could you do it? Yes. Should you? No. Probably people in the future will say the same thing about old underwater habitats when Proteus is online. A lot of know-nothing idiot journalists who have no idea about the history of underwater habitats will report it as the first underwater station in history. And then they'll do a shocked Pikachu face to discover that, in fact, yes, we had underwater bases long before that. But we probably shouldn't have. Because they came at a steep cost to have that kind of capability. And guys like Aquanaut Barry Cannon gave their lives because of the primitive state of the... Unless you believe the conspiracy theory that there's a Soviet saboteur who disabled his rebreather. Disney's... You can't say that. You get me in trouble. I'm not going to repeat that either. That's really funny, though. You can really go anywhere right now. Anyone else hyped for that? So many good things are coming down the pipeline. I feel like we're finally out of the nightmare timeline that Chris plunged us into with the Barb saga. Yeah, we found out about that. We were joking that he keeps falling upwards over and over again, that he might get a huge settlement from the government and be a millionaire briefly before he blows it all on fucking anime and toys and Lego. And that how the ultimate punchline will be that he's the only person who's deemed important enough and of historical importance to resurrect in an ancestral simulation. So Chris Chan gets to be resurrected into a transhuman body and live forever because he's the most documented person in history. Not anyone who actually deserves it. So he'll fucking maybe even get a hot chick to marry him as his sweetheart in order to be a gold digger. Snowbunny, you're scaring me. Don't even joke about that stuff. Anything is possible. I would have laughed at that until recently, but anything is on the table now. Nettis, you need to promulgate that conspiracy theory. That has to be a thing. What do you think about my theory that he becomes the first person to be resurrected in an ancestral simulation, though? I'm kind of fucking in love with it. That he comes back from the dead, despite... and that nobody else ever does. Because humanity gets like hit by an asteroid, and the only thing that gets spared is the solar-powered server that simulates Chris Chan in an eternal paradise. Like orbiting the moon or some shit. Like in Soma. What if he just fails upwards over and over until he actually is Jesus? So he makes good on everything. I would just throw my hands up in the air and be like, you know what? Exactly, Nettis. That's what I'm saying. He's positioning himself near perfectly to be the #1 candidate for technological resurrection. He will make the dimensional merge happen, if only for himself and maybe his followers, like the more noteworthy trolls. He bullshits his way to actually having the goods as a cult leader. I need to write that story. It's genius. Welcome, all my friends, to the real Quickville, the real true and honest Quickville. As promised, I, Lord Jesus Christ, CPU Blueheart Christine Weston Chandler, have brought you all back from the dead. Don't listen to the scientists outside the simulation. They're dang dirty trolls lying to you. It was me. It was all me. I brought you back from the dead, and now the dimensional merge is real. And here, all around me, you see Sonichu and Rosechu and the Hedgehog boys. It was all real, all along. True and honest, CPU Blueheart, Christine West Chandler, Jesus Christ, has made good on all her promises. It's inadequate. I've been working on it, but I can't get it perfectly right. I've been listening to a lot of AI Christian listen. He has really unique affectations in his speech. Gosh. Hey, fellas. It's me. He's kind of like Butters, as like a gross homeless man in his 60s. He sounds way the fuck older than he is. He sounds like a kind of like also Herbert the Pervert plus Butters, but with a deeper voice. I would too, frankly. That's like living near a real SCP. Chris is a real SCP. He has powers. No one can discount his powers now. People are going to meme him into reality as the cult leader. They're going to start believing him because of all this crazy shit that actually comes true around him. Have I exhausted the content in this early access? Seems almost like I might have. I shudder to think so, but I can't get past this area. I can't get past this area. This is just a solid wall. This might be all there is so far. Let's quit for now and let's play some other games. I got actually some good ones on Itch.io. I could also finally, for fuck's sake, start streaming VR now that I have a CPU that was made within this decade. That's not even an exaggeration. My old CPU was from 2015. I want to say this is at least a 2020 CPU. Although this computer also, this motherboard has a pretty high upgrade ceiling. I think like a 5800 Ryzen is, or 5950 is my upper limit of upgradability, which is a huge jump over what I already have, which is itself a huge jump over what I had before. Let's play Night People. Sounds familiar. I didn't copy this guy's idea. Mute. Nutters. You hear it though. You hear it in his voice. He's got the Butters voice, and Herbert the Pervert at the same time, but it's a little bit deeper. He sounds like a boy. He doesn't sound like a man. It says specifically like a boy from the 50s, from like a sitcom. No, I haven't. What's the new AMD shit? Last I heard of them, they were making like a... Is that significant for performance? For interpolation? I imagine that is for VR, because VR uses a non-trivial amount of system resources to do asynchronous space warp. That probably will be big for mobile VR. Ooh, I'm sick already. This is a really weird fisheye lens. I don't like this. This is some Sonic Extreme bullshit. Is request any member of the Bendor family. Night People. Okay, so this just looks like PT. Doesn't AMD have a CPU out with like hundreds of cores now? Like some ridiculous cartoon shit that nobody buys as like a consumer. It's for enterprise only. I know they have a 64 core CPU, but I think they went beyond that recently and have like a several hundred core CPU at this point. And there's a dog. I don't like with the human head. At least is dead. I covet those. I know I have no legit reason to own one, but I desire it nevertheless. Snow Bunny, have you ever seen those videos of a squirrel catapult where they have a remote servo release mechanism on a colander with like big thick rubber bands on all four corners so that they can yeet a squirrel into space? They put the like peanut butter in the colander and they point a camera at it. Oh, sick. Then it'll work on my GPU. That's good news for me. Good sound design, actually. Feels a little amateurish, but good sound design. There's one nice thing I can say about it. This is an unpleasant place. It gives me weird feelings. I've had nightmares that were like this, where I realized I was the main character in a horror game, and I couldn't escape. There was nowhere to go because my whole universe was just corridors. And I existed within a reality, the only purpose of which was to torment me. If only you could get the squirrels to put on little hang gliders, or like those gliding parachutes, parasails, before you launch them. You could send them to fucking Cuba. I have a lot of nightmares in places like this. They're just abstract cement indoor spaces. Usually I can't get outside, but when I can, the sky's just black and there's no stars. Ah! Okay, that got me. That was really cheap. But it was effective. Just a giant wolf, though. Is that the best asset he could find? There's no run key. He is the failure of squirrel kind. They all dunk on him. That's no funny. I want to trap them in an airplane and fly them the fuck to Canada. Introduce invasive species. If I scream, don't hold it against me. It's really dark in here. I've got headphones on. It's very immersive. I still miss my old case. I miss having a micro case, but that was extremely impractical. It couldn't really work on my computer. Nothing else could fit in there. The components I had could barely fit in there. This is a much more refined computer that's much more upgradable. I'm happy with it. I'm glad I kept this case. Otherwise it wouldn't have been doable. Just a long distance, okay? Yeah, that's the truth of the world now. You fly to Mexico to actually get surgery done cheaply. You fly to Canada if you want to game end. You have to go someplace without universal healthcare to get good, cheap healthcare. And exploit people with less earning power than you because they come from a developing economy. I'm glad I kept it. Yeah, I could. That's a good point, Snow Bunny. I should do that because it would match my keyboard. Although I want to replace my keyboard too because I also got the wrong keyboard when I bought this one. It doesn't have a numpad, so there's a lot of programs I can't use with it that require the number key. setup. So I need to replace this keyboard too. I basically need to replace everything little by little. I think I'm good with this monitor for a while though. Until I want to go 4K if I ever do. I can't really fit a bigger monitor on the table though, unless I went 34 inches, which wouldn't really be worth it. It'd be slightly bigger than what I have now. I've got like 21 inches now. Actually, that is somewhat bigger. If I got 4K equivalent DPI and 34 inches, that would be worth upgrading if I could get it for around 200 bucks. What other good news? I changed my car insurance away from Geico because I started out paying $99 with Geico in 2017, and it gradually inched its way up to $179 while I wasn't looking. And I get the exact same coverage, including glass, with State Farm for $68 less for $111. I just got to keep an eye on it and make sure they don't do the same shit. Nobody. I need one that plugs into the USB headers because I can't use the fan header. I need the only remaining fan header for the reverse exhaust fan we talked about. This is a nice motherboard, but it doesn't have infinite hookups to everything. Oh, I haven't been here yet. I need a tool, don't I? I need to find a crowbar. Yes, nobody recommended them to me. Oh. Well, don't mind if I do. This man's brain is exposed. That doesn't seem like a healthy condition or a hygienic one. Let's have money now. But at what cost? Okay. Well, I definitely want to add an exhaust fan. My priority is not aesthetics anymore, frankly. My priority is a functional PC with good thermals that is upgradable. My near priority is to get a mini PCIe card that will add Wi-Fi and Bluetooth because I need to be able to use my gamepad. My old motherboard had a built-in RF connector just for Xbox gamepads, which was really neat to have. I don't have that anymore, so the whole controller is useless to me now, unless I buy the dongle, which I'm not going to do. But I have another one just like it that has Bluetooth support. As long as I can get Bluetooth added to this PC, then we're in business. I can use the Bluetooth gamepad again. So I just need that, and that will also add Wi-Fi, so I don't have to use the USB Wi-Fi dongle. Shit that should be on the motherboard, and then the other slot will be taken up by a capture card, because I've been wanting one of those for a long time. So I can take additional rendering burden off of my GPU and put it onto the card. Which I tried to do, I tried with the external capture device, but it never quite worked right. It also wouldn't render the right resolution or aspect ratio. So everything got squished when I did it that way. Spooky, spooky. Blasted dookie. You know what? Fuck this. I might quit. But then I might regret quitting too soon if I make some progress in the next couple of minutes. Is there a tool in here? I don't really care. I'm not coming back to this either. That was interesting for a little while as a diversion. In gallery. I think we did that already. I don't think we did this. Looks like it's an anthology bonus. Okay, so this version of the... Oh, hold on. It's going to flash my personal information. Because Unreal loves to do that. So yeah, RGB eventually maybe, but that's not the priority. Priority is Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, capture card, and exhaust fan. That's significant hardware I still have to add to this machine. Working the night shift. One night I got there a little late. I'll never forget what happened that night. Exhaust fan, and I would, except I really, really do need Wi-Fi and Bluetooth built into this computer because I'm borrowing my the Wi-Fi dongle from my other PC currently. That's not really sustainable. What the fuck am I looking at? Where's my flashlight? This is this guy's job apparently. I can't get there. I can't see well enough. Where am I? I'm not giving up on this one quickly. This one looks actually really promising. This is a vending machine. Aspect ratio seems to be correct. So we just started work. Not sure why the light's been fucking up here today. There's a torch in the office, supposed to take it. Oh, you're on BRB. Sorry. Just realized that. Well, it appears to have broken. Because I alt-tabbed out of it, it appears to have completely fucking fucked it up. Let's try that again. Let's start over. Hooray, Unreal! Hooray for Unreal sucking dick, and yet everybody keeps using it. Why they would use it for a lo-fi game, I don't know. Why you wouldn't just use Godot. Everybody, let's give thanks to Short Talk for making this stream possible and making it not constantly interrupt. He has bestowed upon me the blessings of the Omnissiah, and I give thanks to the Machine Spirit upon this day. I forget who got me the GPU. Someone messaged me on my Patreon and just said, "Do you want a GPU? You want a 2080 Super?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, that's $700 though." This is before the 3080 dropped for 300 and something. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Snow Bunny. It's Godot. It's Godot for me. It's whatever comes out of my mouth is correct. Wouldn't have said it if it wasn't right. That makes my vision go blurry for some reason? Question mark? I can't jump. I can't duck. It's like the Quake guy. He's got no knees or neck. Actually, that's the Doom guy who has no neck. I really don't want to quit out of this one. It seems really promising, but I can't fucking see anything. So this is a shop for working on cars. Maybe. $700 is a lot of money, though. I offered him whatever he wanted, like a habitat module to be named in the video. He didn't want anything. He said, "Let's keep that option open, like for the future, but for right now, I'm good." And I never heard from him again. Just popped in to say, "Here's a fucking $700 GPU." That's like the kind of thing you normally have to suck a dick for. Like a gnarly, hairy, circumcised Harvey Weinstein dick. Is this accessible by stairs? This is bad design. If you're watching this, developer, I can't play your game because I'm supposed to go here to get the flashlight, but I can't fucking figure out how to get there because I can't see well enough to get to where the flashlight is. Assuming this is even where I'm supposed to be. Oh, I'm stupid, actually. I can't blame that on him. That was actually never the flashlight. That's never where it was. It's crazy to think that we're in a timeline where imminently there's going to be a huge base underwater, Proteus. It's going to be the Artemis base camp on the moon. There's going to be humanoid robots doing labor. There's going to be flying cars. It's like the future predicted in the 1950s just took a lot longer to get here, but it's eventually arriving anyway. That's really exciting. It makes me horny as hell. Unbelievably. Like, my nipples are like pencil erasers right now. I could cut diamond with them, and that's what I'm doing right now as I play this. I'm sculpting gems into shape using my rock hard bullet nipples. How do I, Oh, here we go. Oh, that's clever, actually. That's all I had to do the whole time. Bolt Cutters, classic, iconic horror game puzzle item. You're late tonight. It might be down in the shop or something when you read this. Something really odd going on though. I can't tell. Someone's broken in. Hearing noises and it sounds like talking. Speak to you later. Cool atmosphere. I'm warming to this now that I can see anything. So it works as a mechanic. It's late at night. Non-interactive vending machine. Boo, boo. Worst game. 0 out of 10. Cashier up here. That reminds me, I need to get my rear view backup camera fixed. It works about 50% of the time and flickers in and out and unpredictably. I actually bumped somebody backing out of a parking space. No damage, so I went inside and found them. Because that's the right thing to do. And I said, I'm notifying you, I bumped into your car. Come out and look at it with me, and we'll discuss whether or not you want to trade insurance info. She said, no, there's no damage, it's fine. Thank you for letting me know. So I was saved from having to suffer a increase on my insurance premium. But that's because my fucking backup camera broke. And only works half the time. But here's the thing, just to have my mechanic look at it, just to look at it is $128 base rate. That's before you actually factor in the cost of the fix. I still haven't fixed my laptop. Because the guy who works on that wants $200 base rate. No, it isn't, Snow Bunny. That's actually not nice of me. Legally, it's a hit and run if I don't do that. That's the base. That's the minimum you should expect of someone. Because otherwise, if they're on CCTV, you can go to jail for that. It's important to know where the lines are. Something fucked going on, and I had to lock the door. Oh, well, yeah, I guess they don't know that. If you know what I know about the law, I make it my business to know the law because I've seen a lot of people on viral videos make an ass out of themselves because they assume their whole life the law basically agrees with what they think is reasonable, and then they have a rude awakening where they find out in fact the law is not just whatever they personally consider reasonable, and it disagrees with them in a lot of important areas. Like people on airplanes acting a fool, thinking it's their right to do so and they can't be thrown off the plane. Stuff like that. So having learned about that by watching a lot of viral videos, also situations involving guns, which is why I don't own a gun, because I looked up the laws and you basically can't ever use it. It's basically made it legally as hard as possible to use your gun just to keep people from doing it, and then it's enforced selectively after the fact, if in fact your situation ticks all the boxes for legal self-defense using lethal force. But you can't even you can't actually even tell anybody you're strapped, because they don't consider that de-escalation. They consider that escalation. It's brandishing to vocally indicate that you are armed, or to lift your jacket to show them you have a weapon. In their hypothetical perfect universe, as envisioned by the laws in my state, the other guy doesn't even find out you have a gun until 2 seconds before you use it on him. It has to stay secret until then. I know that's not the reality. The reality is if you have to use it and you do use it, the law doesn't get... They exercise some jurisprudence in how they enforce the law. And it's worded the way that it is, not to be taken seriously as written, but in order to create avenues to charge people who it's designed to work against. Precisely, that's what I'm talking about. So, basically, right until someone's about to kill you, you can't shoot them, which is an unrealistic scenario. Why does my screen go staticky when I go there? I'm not giving up on this one. I gave up on the other one too quickly. I know that too. I also know not to talk to the cops. From watching interview videos with criminals where they're talking to the cops out of anxiety and thinking that they can get out of the charge by explaining themselves. That's two important lessons from watching cop videos. Number one, you're not going to talk your way out of going downtown at the side of the road. That you plead your case in court, not at the side of the road. The cops are going to take you in if they want to take you in. Number two is never talk to cops. Always say, I want a lawyer, and that's the only thing you should say. The only thing you ever say to cops is, I want a lawyer. I was listening to a true crime podcast about, they had an ex-cop on there where they're like, they try to sweet talk you into giving them information, but every so often they get someone who's like, I want to talk to a lawyer, and they're like, fuck, because that's the last thing they want to hear, because that out of like the four guys they brought in to question in connection with the crime, only one of them said that, and that's the only guy who escaped charges, is the guy who asked for a lawyer. What am I doing here? I haven't found anything. I like the atmosphere. This one feels really classic horror jank. Can't open this. Can't open this. I don't know what to do. Car not interactive. Vending machine not interactive. Maybe Kino's if you get to lower the car onto the monster. That's reactivatable, but doesn't do anything. That's what I meant. This is what I'm talking about, where it's an important life skill to know what the law actually says. where the boundaries are, because the time to learn that is not after you've been arrested. It's too late to learn that information at that point. So I can get over here. My screen goes all fuzzy. Nothing happens though. It means I'm close to the monster, doesn't it? Oh, hey, I can open that. Something going on. And lock the door and get in. Not anymore, actually. I've undone your hard work. What now? Glad I didn't give up on this. It's actually pretty neat. Fuck off, come in here, I'll kill you. Key should be downstairs by the cash register. It's really unbearably dark. Yeah, I'm autistic and cops fucking love shooting autistic people, so I make it my business to know stuff. To lower the chances that they're going to shoot me. They seemingly love to shoot dogs and people and brown lads and also autistic lads. Wow, that was unpleasant. Holy fuck. Here we go. It's a giant prop key from Carrot Top's arsenal of comedy props. I've been going to the gym a lot lately. And it's funny how when you go to the gym after a long time of not going, it makes you more tired. But then if you go to the gym enough times, it makes you less tired. Like after the workout, you feel stronger, more energetic. I hate it's that way with me and door noises. If a door opens in it, or if there's like a knock on the door specifically, or doorbell. Jesus Christ, Gary, get out of here. At least he's sensible. He's a sensible horror game protagonist who understands if you find a dead body, you leave. It's so dark in here. No, I'm not playing that. I'm not playing the whole thing over again. You can go fuck yourself. That was a good time though. I'm gonna play a little Rise of the Triad. Don't nobody complain. I found out recently that the new levels are actually really cool. The devs of the remaster did a better job with the same engine and tools, not the same tools, the same engine, than the OG game devs did. Let's do a new game. This one. I'm gonna do easy, so I don't have to waste. So I don't waste your time. Actually, has some really cool puzzle maps. I think it's worth playing through on stream. Time to go John Woo. They don't let you akimbo any other weapon either. I would have at least liked the power up that lets me akimbo wield the AP-40. They do some things with the mask balls and gadgets that ought to be illegal. Make sure. Are you seeing? You get video and audio? I'll assume so. So one of the things there able to do, that the OG devs are not able to do, for some reason, is they're able to change the ground level texture of a column, which the OG engine has the ability to do, necessarily, because that's what you're seeing here. You see the jail cell texture at the ground level, but then a repeating texture above it. So necessarily that's possible to do in the OG engine, which is what this is actually. This is not the 3D engine pretending to be 2.5D. Kex is only a container. It's still running in software mode. Fuck yes. Oh yes.
Outside of
I wasn't stuck in the video. Beware the TBJ. You see what I mean a little bit. It's a visually interesting FPS, you have to admit. It's been called Tall Wolfenstein, which is not exactly... Oh no, you're not. Did I fuck something up? Was I not supposed to do that? Oh, I see. I was supposed to, no, I fucked up. You're supposed to hit the switch.
yes.
Won't make sense so close. If people start bleeding off, I'll switch to a different game. It should be engaging on its own. It's a first-person shooter. What do you want? I suggested some features on the forums. Apparently there's a cut rain effect for like rainy weather, which would be really key though, considering some of the maps have lightning. Rise of the Triad and Dave the Diver just go to show you really can actually combine like 100 gimmicks and make a good game out of it. Problem is not gimmicks, it's not enough gimmicks. Gotta have more and more gimmicks. This is a horror game, kind of, right? That's more like it. Touchblade activated.
Shoot him!
Dog mode! I'm dog, which is... It's the Sonic broadcast. I'm such a good boy. I might be the best boy ever. Look at my little paw. You've been licking my nose, too. I wonder what I look like in third person right now. Gold key. Let's save. Here's what you're supposed to do. Otherwise it breaks everything. Isn't this about the simplest 3D engine you can possibly make a decent FPS out of? Wolfenstein is too simple. Blackstone too simple. No verticality, so no good for multiplayer. This has verticality, it's just barely enough to have all the makings of a decent FPS game. At least for multiplayer purposes. One thing it could have used is the ability to vary the textures for floor and ceiling tiles on a per tile basis. So you could have indoor levels that have skylights and stuff like that. This is a shotgun that shoots rockets. Like so, they move randomly. There's boulders. This game has fucking everything in it. It really should, it does. What if I'd gone the other way? Aha. I love this game. It's got goofy charm. It's a little bit ridiculous. It's just a shitpost. It's an FPS shitpost. And I can never communicate to anyone else what's so good about it. Guns feel good to use. It's silly. It's got humor. It's got a weird, oddball engine. It's just not. It's too strange to live, too rare to die. There we go. Like I said, cool maps. This one's cool too. There's one I can't get past though. See, you can also have mask walls that are uniquely textured based on block height. So you can have almost like really low-res drawing on these flat pieces. It's quite flexible, actually. There's quite a lot you can do with it. There's gender equality now. There's women guards. Let's get on the GAD train. Get on the GAD train. GAD, it's like a soul train.
Drop it.
That's all? Okay, fine.
Fire.
Shit. Let me out. I don't have the knife.
Shoot him.
It's just the sheer sweaty insecurity of this game. It's like, Doom doesn't have nets. Does it? Does Doom have nets? Can you turn into a dog in Doom? It's because they were working against those expectations. They accomplished as much as they did. They had something to prove.
Yeah.
Well, it's like me making webcomics in MS Paint when there's better tools out there. When you work within constraints, magic happens. Not today. Get the knife if he has it. This one doesn't have it. There you go.
Yes.
It's a good thing to have. Die! They're so fucking big OP. It's not fair. It's not even a big function. I didn't even get to use the flame function. See, there aren't really doors in this game. There's either moving walls or animated mask walls. And there's subtle fake lighting effects too. Lighting transitions between rooms just affect your screen. This is the only actual lighting in the game. It's super good. actually cook your food by using explosive weapons or flame weapons to heat up your food, and it gives you more health. It's like a fucking RPG. Or I guess a roguelike, more like it. I think you could go a little simpler than this and still have a worthwhile multiplayer FPS. Like Spectre on Super Nintendo has Mode 7 ground plane and what look like scaled sprites as obstacles. If you added left and right trigger for strafing in that game, and either split screen or system link, you would have the makings of a decent FPS game, albeit with no verticality. Because you could strafe, you could get behind cover. I guess that's what Baseball 2000 is, although that's actually makes the mistake of trying to do a raycasting engine on 16-bit hardware. Then it's a moot point because some madman ported Doom to the Super Nintendo with the FX chip, didn't he? So you could technically have System Link Doom on Super Nintendo, I think.
Outsider.
Look, an elevator in the Wolfenstein engine, using only moving sprites. Amazing. Look, I'm falling on his head with a weapon. You can actually, it's like Mario, you can jump on someone's head and start to kill someone.
Fire.
Killed by their own traps more often than not. That's not it. Whoop. There we go. Where does this get me? I was already there. I didn't need to be there. It's the only place worthwhile. I think I'm missing something. Not chromosomes, I have plenty of those. Not too many of those. Come on, stop it. There we go. he's here. He's not there. Says he's left on that. I haven't been back here, have I? I haven't. This is new. It's at its best as a game when you're just giving 1,000 people a minute. When it's just explosions and blood. Shit. Ow, what the fuck? Save the game. Hope we don't save rock. Stop fucking myself. I mean, can't make words. My brain is rotten. Gad train, Gad train. The soul train. Shit, I fucking missed it. I want the armor. Maybe I should give up on the armor. It's forged too, but I can't really afford to try for it. Fuck! Oh, this is tricky. This is what I meant. This is a lot of tricky little, I don't want to say puzzles, platforming sections. Walking on a solid level to complicates things. Close, that was really close. I did not like how close that was. See, you can make interesting little structures, despite the limitations. Let me put that up. See, it glows now. Save. I almost died, I should save. Look at these adorable stairs. Just the way it was. Is that a timed door? Fuck! That's a little too careless. Nope. Beat at least this map. It's a little more than you expect it to be, am I right? You can do some interesting stuff with the tool set available here. Just barely. That's what makes it so interesting. Nothing good anyway. Can you hit some? What do you think Breeze Porch tastes like? I say it tastes like Chef Boyardee SpaghettiOs. Because it's red and it glows, kind of. This is dangerous. I shouldn't have this. Should save the game. Should also find out what the quick save button is. Is this it? No, this is the starting area. You one-shot the grenade guns. I guess they're called Big John now. Dicey. I think I have to get up on
Outsider.
top of that. I think bullets would hurt more than that. It's one weird trick bullets don't want you to know about. Shit! Oh man. See, it's hard to stay on these things because they're not really 3D. They have like a radius of blocking instead of a bounding box. Haha, bitches.
Yes.
I'm not going to play another one tonight. Save my game and quit. That's Res of the Triad. I recommend it. It's great for multiplayer because you don't really look at the level while you're zooming around shooting each other. What matters is the multiplayer modes, and this comes with CTF and collector mode, which doesn't even have guns built in, and the experience. And you can have experiences in this game you can't have in any other game. You can turn into a fucking dog and fight God while a guy flies around with Icarus wings and another guy does mushrooms nearby. It's a schizophrenia simulator. It's irreplaceable. There's a reason it has a cult following, and I would like more friends who have this on their Steam library so I can play multiplayer with them. Although, be warned, currently the netcode kind of sucks. There's a lot of rubber banding. It evens out eventually, but it's a little bit rocky for the time being. I mostly default to Quake 2, but I still love to come back and play some Res of the Triad now and then, just because it's not like anything else. Let's call it quits for tonight. This has been the first stream on the new computer, which appears to have completely solved the intermittent, like the interruption problem. Don't be a stranger. Come back. The problem is solved now. It will never return. I swear. I mean, I can't actually promise that, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it anyway. That's called giving 110%, which I always do, even when everyone begs me not to. Next up, probably more Slime Rancher. Maybe not if it turns out I've run out of content. For the time being, I may have to wait for new areas to be added to the game. Or I may have to start hunting for upgrade schematics. Yeah, the curse is lifted. I must have gained the favor of that gypsy I ran over or something. By cleaning her gore out of the grill of my car. Who knows? But get at me again on Monday, same ham time, same ham channel. It's 7 o'clock p.m. West Coast time, 11 o'clock p.m. This is your friendly neighborhood ham dad signing off and returning you to your regularly scheduled sleepy time.